That's it. We're up. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We're back. We got the whole crew.
The gang is back. I like
And the
it.
Grinch.
Megsy, where are you coming from?
I'm currently in Baku at the moment. So,
Baku.
yeah, I'm here for a little bit. And then I'll be in Dubai soon. So that's
It's like a
me.
Star Wars planet or what?
Yeah,
It is.
it's not too bad.
Yeah,
Heading to
two
Germany
suns.
for Christmas. So I'm a little bit everywhere, actually. It's nice
You're
and
always
cold.
everywhere.
Yeah.
7
Kurt, where are you
p.m. for
coming
you?
from?
Bonjour.
7 p.m.
J'habite Paris. Ça va? Ça va bien? Très bien.
Oui.
Are you working on that French?
I like
Oui.
the accent. Really good.
Yeah, coming from Paris, been here a few months now. So next journey, just making my way east, LA to New York via Austin and Wyoming, and now in Paris. So closer to Sonny, just over the.
We're really
Over
close
Canada.
now.
Yeah, we are. I'm going to have to pop in for a visit.
You
that's
100% should
cute.
pop in. You can stay in this room. Look, there's a bed right there for you, Kurt.
That
That
would-
you can tuck yourself up nicely in.
No, it's good. I will. I'll take you up on that in the summertime.
Yeah, summertime's the place to do it. Absolutely.
Summertime, baby.
Oh, it
All
was summertime last week. World Short Course Championship. Summer
Summertime.
McIntosh. And it was almost as much summertime as it was Gretchen time, but there was a lot of summertime.
Well, it was definitely Gretchen time, wasn't it? And it was party time for almost every swimmer who was there. You probably got the feeling that it was all leaning towards that. You guys prepped it before about it was going to be the women's meet. Had most of their stars there and 30 world records in total for a 6-day meet. The fastest short course meet in the history of the sport and one of the fastest of all time. Probably you got to go back to that Super Suit Worlds in 2009 with 43 world records to find anything close. But wow, that's pretty hectic. Big G, Gretchen, 7 gold, 11 world records, 9 individuals and 2 relays was probably one of the most phenomenal individual performances in short course history.
In swimming history, I don't think we need to caveat it with short course history. I mean, straight up, 11 world records in 6 days. That's all-time great moments. It doesn't matter if it's short course or NCAAs or whatever. Like it's a ridiculous performance, and it was absolutely amazing. And I don't think we need the caveat of it short course, asterisks in that performance.
What's crazy is that she should have had 12 if she would have just taken one more stroke. She would have had that 100 freestyle world record too, right? Right, Cowbell Kate?
Cowbell Kate.
That finish, Sonny, you were there. What was like the hype? Like I feel like people like feed off each other's energy, feed off each other's world records. So like one, started on the first day, summertime. It felt like everyone kind of fed off those world records.
Yeah,
it looked fun too.
It was, and actually, someone asked me earlier, what do you reckon I accounted for all the world records at this meet? And I think there's a million factors, but one of the big factors is I think that Paris had this much pressure and this had this much pressure, and like everyone was just, still in the peak of their performance, but then having a bit more of a relaxed time with it. And I think as the meet went on, they got more and more relaxed. And when Siobhan's signature jumper here. She, her best race, the 200 free, was on the last day. She got the title for the 3rd time in a row, and she actually, when your main race is on the last day, you don't typically spend a lot of time watching the other race, and you get to the pool, you do your workout, you go home, you rest, you keep it pretty easy. And she watched the whole final session on the night before her 200 free final, and she said it was just amazing. Like it really got her excited to race again, really like made her remember why you come to these events, why they're so special, and was like, wow, I want to go and do one of those things myself. And she was pointing through her own world record, but still and I think there was 2 real amazing sort of things that got the crowd going. Anyone Hungarian gets in the pool, the women's 4x2 was the most special because they were leading at the halfway point in the women's 4x2. And I mean, it was mental. And then the second, roof raiser was Jordan Crooks. When he went 19.9, I've never heard. I think everyone, every nationality, every coach, every person was somewhere between jaw dropped and just going wild, me included.
Yeah, it was like the entire timeline was just Jordan Crooks, Jordan Crooks, Jordan Crooks. It's
I mean,
unbelievable.
I
Like a
don't know
perfect finish.
what other like big milestones are there in swimming? Like what else could be bigger than going sub 20? Like what Brett, what would you say can equal sub 20 as like a big landmark milestone? Now, I don't think anything in our lifetimes, right?
Sonny, how dare you? There were 30 world records. We're talking about just the 50 freestyle because it's the most exciting. That's why.
No, I'm talking about like it's a sub 20. It's like, it's flashy, right? Like, like the first man, Johnny Weissmuller, to go sub minute, and then obviously the first sub 50. But like, I mean,
no,
maybe
nonsense. They're all good. All the world records are great, but the 53 is the most exciting.
It was definitely, what more can you say? I think you said it best on your Instagram, Brett. It's like, if you don't realize how important these 50s are after that, like you got to add the other 50s.
God, who won the mixed relay at the World Short Course? Nobody knows. Like
Russia.
literally nobody knows except the people that won it, right? Nobody has a clue who won the mixed relay. But the men's 50 freestyle, the whole world's talking about it, right? Like we've got to have 50s at the Olympics because that's the talking point. Like it's fun, it's exciting, it's like it's quick. Like you don't have to edit it. You can just put it up as a full clip, right? You don't have to just cut to the finish. Like put the whole thing up. It's just edge of your seat stuff. Like it's incredible.
No adverts in the middle.
No adverts. You have to cut away, mate. No, but seriously, like, look, I agree with you, Sonny. It's just, it is a milestone. It's incredible, right? Like, I was lucky to be there when Fred Bousquet broke 21 long course for the first time, and everybody knew it was just it was a moment in history of human potential that had leapfrogged, that we'd gone to another level, and it makes us all believe in something bigger. It makes us all believe that we can be better than what we think we can be. It's one of those moments in human history where collectively as humans, we look at it and we think we can all be better. We can get faster, right? Like we're all searching and seeking how to get faster in the pool. That's what we're doing every single day. How can we get faster? And when somebody like Jordan Crooks does that, we believe. We can all get better. We can all get faster. And human potential is untapped. And that's what Jordan did for us.
Is he gonna take down Caleb Dressel's 17.6?
Yes.
Short course yards?
Yes.
Think so?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a chance.
Yeah.
He's gonna be right there.
He's been close before and he's better now. So
actually I think the shorter the better for him, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like this one,
like he should have won a medal in the 50 in Paris, really, when you take a look at how good he was in the heat, how good he was in the semi, and he started to get a little bit of a track record as a great prelim swimmer and not really being able to finish off in that last one. And okay, it's a bit harder to go 3 world records in a row, but to break the world record in the heat, to take the pressure off, and then he lowers it there in the semi-final. So I think like Brett was on his podcast yesterday about when you get to race with no pressure on you and you've got the confidence up nice and high and you can relax, especially in those sprint events, that's when the real magic starts to happen. I felt like it was a bit of a revenge tour for a lot of swimmers. And I'm not saying they had fails in Paris, but they just didn't quite hit it. Even for Gretchen, going in as the world record holder in the 100 fly, and then obviously Husk had the meet of her life. And so she had to settle for silver. Regan had to settle for, 3 silver and a bronze. Hobson got bronze in the 200. He could have won that in Paris. Crooks as well. Like I said, he got 8th in the 50. At his best, he could have got a medal as well. And Ponty as well was another one that misfired in Paris, finishing 4th in the 100 fly. So I feel like there's a little bit of a track record of swimmers, not quite obviously with the exception of Summer, who continued her form, and Douglas as well, who's red hot. But for the most part, it lights that fire inside you a little bit. Unfinished business, and I'm so happy that a lot of these swimmers decided to keep going and finish off their season or their year on a high. Probably my only one disappointment, and I know there's got to be some, but I just wish Leon was there. I wish Leon raced, and I think he'd be looking back now at what a historic meet this was, and I think he'd be frustrated that he's not there after racing World Cups as well. I forgive, Sarah. She got married. That's a good excuse. I forgive, Arnie. And Ledecky, they're on their own course. They got things they've got to do. They knew that they were going to take the rest of the year off. Kaylee, it was probably forced upon her. She realised on that, 5 minutes into that World Cup series that her year was done as well. But I think for Leon to race the World Cup series and then not race the World Short Course, it was a missed opportunity. That's just me being selfish as a swimming fan. I know his life has changed completely, since Paris. And his, it's off the Richter now. He's getting, the sponsorship deals, the commitments outside the pool are insane. And we've seen the same with Pan as well. Pan's the hottest thing to come out of China since TikTok. And this guy is it's one thing to be able to swim fast, but now to swim fast with the pressure of a nation on your shoulders, Leon's got that as well. But gee, it would have been great to see Leon there as well.
I've got a question for Megs, being an Australian backstroker, but Reagan had this brilliant meet, right? Reagan, she's broken the world record in the 50, the 100, and the 200. Obviously, that makes her a fourth of the short course and long course. She has 4 of the world records now, with Kaylee still having the 50 long and the 200 long. What did I don't know? Just what do you think about that? Do you think if Kaylee's there's different outcomes? I know Kaylee wasn't there, but do you have any thoughts on that?
I think it's just really quite hard with Regan and Kaylee that Regan, she obviously has got her confidence up from the World Cups because Kaylee wasn't there. So she's gone into World Short Course confidence sky high from, all the World Cups. But I don't know. I think there's maybe some kind of little scar or something from Kaylee that every time she's raced Kaylee, she's come out second. And that doesn't just go away like that. That comes with maybe a lot of work with a psychologist or a coach and getting into racing with her. But I don't know. It's a hard one. I can't not back Kaylee all the time, but I can't, Regan produced, I think the most special one that I saw Regan at World Short Course was her 100 backstroke world record. So she swam the 200 back, broke the world record, and then she had the medley relay. And you could just see that she really wanted that 100 backstroke world record. So that was probably one of the gutsiest swims I've seen her do. And 200 back world record, 100 back in the same night world record. It's probably one of my standouts for Regan. But backstroker, I think she's got the 50, 100, 200 short course. She's got all the kind of awards and stuff now. Obviously she's missing the big guy, the Olympic gold medal. But I think I just love to see her and Kaylee just keep going at it for as long as they can. And I think they like to say that they're not friends or whatever they say, but they say that there's no pressure, but I don't know. I just want to see them race all the time. But that's me being super selfish.
Nate, I did a podcast with a performance scientist, one of the world's leading, Steve Magnus, yesterday. It came out, you put it out, and we clipped it up, and it's awesome. And, I guess the question, Megs, is this, does Kaylee win the world title? Does the world record get broken if Kaylee's there? I mean, I don't know. In terms of performance, we always have that one person that we just can't get over the top of, right? It seems like Regan is having trouble just beating her. It's not the fact that she can't break a world record, can't win a world title. She just can't beat Kaylee McKeown, right?
Unless she's in a relay.
Yeah, she's in a relay.
That was the last time she beat her.
Literally, Kaylee's Superman. If Regan's Superman, then Kaylee's the kryptonite. And I think for Regan, though, her confidence it's starting to click for her now. And I mentioned this in previous podcasts. If you want to be the best, just race the best. Just break world records, swim as far. And she knows that she can't control what anyone else does, Kaylee, whoever does. But if she can control what she does, that's when she's at her best. And you can just see it's starting to click for her now, and she's going to be dangerous. And I know Kaylee will be sitting back there as well and looking at that, and that'll spur her on as well. Kaylee's got a big year coming up. she has a lot of decisions to make. Whereas Reg now, she's set, she's there in Austin, she's in the program, she's going to have some stability. Kaylee's got a lot of decisions to make in the next 12 months that are going to impact the rest of her career.
Yeah, and I think with like comparing the two, like when you get into a race, I think Kaylee is just an absolute, well, I mean, we call it a serial killer because when she gets in a race, she is so tough and she just races and races and races. So take out world records, take out Olympic gold medals. If you're in a race with Kaylee, no matter where you are, no matter what pool, short course, long course, you're in for a race. And I think that's what Kaylee maybe has over Regan, maybe a little bit, that she just races. She just doesn't matter where she is. She just wants to win all the time. But I think, like Regan now is definitely got a lot more confidence. She's racing really well. She's got probably the best coach, one of the best coaches in the world. So if she can't beat her next year, there's something there that she's got to find to make herself a little bit better. But I think you're right, Kurt. I think it's starting to click for her. So I'm pumped. I want to see those two go at it for the next 3 and 4 years. So it's hard.
Just bring it back to the meet last week quickly, though. And mine, other than obviously the double that you mentioned there, Megs, was impressive. But in the 50 backstroke final, Regan turned in 12.62, 0.3 off of the world record pace. She come back in 12.61, so she negative split that swim to break the world record of Maggie McNeil from Abu Dhabi 21. Like, I know it's foot lead versus from a start, but like negative split in a 50, that's crazy, right?
Crazy.
And her skills are, I mean, we knew she's pretty good underwater, but I think her skills are tip top now. She's short, sharp fly kicks. Her start's amazing. Her turns are probably even better than anyone I've seen. So she's, I think she's going to be really dangerous next year. And Kaylee, it's maybe fallen a little bit more pressure back onto Kaylee. She's trying to find a program, another coach. She's the Olympic champion, so she's got that added pressure. So, but it was cool to see Regan. I think it was nice to see her 50, 100, 200 short course world record holder.
Sonny, speaking of the meet last week, I couldn't watch it. I was busy. I was working, but I loved watching it vicariously through you. The clips you were putting out were awesome. Yeah. The live raps. How'd they do, mate? Did they do pretty well in the end?
Yeah, they've done all right. Yeah, I really like the one I had Noe on. He's got so much humility, and he was like genuinely a bit speechless after that 100 fly world record. And we'd actually been chatting for about half an hour, and I was like, man, let me just grab my camera out. And it's hard, so I don't want to start getting him to say the stuff he was saying in case he doesn't want to say it on camera. But he mentioned Stefano, who's a biomechanic I've worked with in the past, who unfortunately passed away, and just it was so nice seeing the awe and excitement in his face and body language all week. And
shows were awesome, man. Where can I find them? Can I go back and watch those again?
They're on my YouTube.
Oh, they're on the YouTube. Perfect.
Yeah.
And he had a meet, didn't he? And he had a frustrating 2024. He came into Euros in Belgrade. He was sick. He had to leave. That probably hindered his preparation coming into Paris. Fourth is the worst, is it like? And when you go a bronze, and he knew he wanted to take the next step. He wanted that golden 100 fly in Paris, and he's just prepped. It just wasn't meant to be, and it, unfortunately for him. But he's got a long career ahead of him. He was outstanding at Euro short course as well. But for him, 3 world records. He really owns that 50 fly now, 21.4 down to 21.3. And I thought that 100 fly, like, anytime you break a Dressel record, we saw with Crooks, obviously, was special. But, 47.7 to take down Dressel's 100 fly record, that's right up there with one of the best ones.
I saw Chad Leclos go 48 like back in the day in Canada to break the world record, and he was like a mile in front of everyone. I was like, there's no way anyone will ever go faster than this. And he, these times just keep dropping. So. Yeah.
This meet was actually incredible because if you look at the storylines each race had, so let's take the 100 fly, because I thought it was a wicked race all the way through the rounds. So Niels Castange comes third in the 50 fly, 21.6. He's been 48 in multiple World Cups. He's, I don't want to say a favorite to win it, but he's definitely a favorite for a medal, and he's one of the guys that can really take on Noe, 50.3 or 50.4 in the heat, out. Took 50.1 to make it back to the semis. Then you've got Ilya Karun, second in the 50 fly with the third fastest performance all time, 21.6. Wins the 200 fly, equaling Diasato's championship record for tied second performance all time behind Honda. Having a brilliant meet himself, 49.6 in the semis. He's out. He doesn't even make the final. And then still, without Ilya and without the Dutchman, Niels, we're getting 48.7 for bronze, 48.5 for second. You know, there's 49 zeros, 49 ones. Dare's, I mean, 8th in 49.3. It's insane, this meet. Genuinely insane. I mean, and the 47.7. I mean, come on. Look at that.
And then to think like entire countries basically didn't show up. Like the three of the best countries basically weren't there. Like Australia pretty much wasn't there. There was a few people here and there. Great Britain basically didn't bring anybody. Then they got 17th or something in the medal records. And then China didn't bring any of their studs either, except for like here and there. I think Chin was there.
Yeah, but
for the most part, like imagine if everybody was here, how silly this meet would have been. In
There's a lot of times
falling
falling through the crack. How many times are going to fall through the cracks here? Because it's just not going to. They're not going to register. You know, you finish second or third in some of these world. You know, second or third fastest times ever, but you're just getting done by an incredible world record.
How awesome is that pool, Sonny?
Hey,
They must love it.
First of all, two little insights. They measured the pool, I think, on day 4 because I think they were trying to find a way to not have to keep paying 25 grand 7 times a day. They measured it, guess what? 25 meters. The meet went on.
No.
Second of all, I raced in the pool. I done the media race. I was with Team Riptide, which was me, Bobby Hurley, James Gibson, and John Mason.
Look out.
And like I was in like the best shape of my life. I swam a PB like now 4 weeks ago, but at the time of racing, barely over 3 weeks ago. I haven't trained since then. I've been on holiday, but I thought I'd be closer to what I went 3 weeks ago than I was. I mean, I added 1.1 seconds in the 50 freestyle from basically 4 weeks ago. So for me, the pool sucked. Oh yeah, pool sucked.
No, we saw it at Swim League, back in 20 when the world records were dropping there as well. Phenomenal pool. I think we had World Juniors there in 19. And that's when Gretchen really shone and she showed what she could do. I think she won 7 gold there as well. Ironically, comes back 5 years later and wins another 7 gold. But yeah, this is what happens when you race in a real pool. And the one thing that is always going to sting me is that this is what Paris should have been. If they put them in a proper pool at the proper depth, then it would have been raining world records left, right, and center. And unfortunately for the athletes, stuck in a village, sleeping on cardboard beds, eating vegan food, buses that are, no air conditioning, and forced into these Olympic conditions and a pool that's not the right depth. All these factors contribute. And unfortunately, we just didn't get that Olympic meet that we're after. But I'm so happy that we're able to finish off, the calendar year in style. And I just think the one thing I mentioned to you guys in the chat as well, the one takeaway for me, with the exception of Ponti and that Russian men's medley relay team, that's 4 world records. The other 26 world records were all set by US swimmers or swimmers based in the US. And to me, the biggest factor is that the US don't race short course meters enough. I'm a swimming fan. I love it. I want to see US swimmers racing short course meters more than, once every 2 years? Matt,
yeah, that was Gretchen Walsh's first 100 fly ever in the short course meter pool. So there you go, zero.
We've got to get them racing at least once a year, short course meters in a full, in a proper full strength meet. And these are the frustrating things. There's no full strength short course meters competition next year. There's not one. We won't get one. We'll have a couple of World Cups.
Yeah, but
and then in 26,
so
and then in 26 we don't get a full strength long course meet in 26. So that's crazy. The system's got to change. We've got to get everyone together at some point, at least once a year, to face off in this metric system.
You know what would be sick is if they did a world championships in America and it was yards, and then all the yards records got just throttled.
Just get rid of yards.
Yeah.
But we have so many pools over here. We got like 20,000 of them.
Yeah,
There's so many.
Who's leading the and a full credit to Todd. Full credit to Todd at Virginia, Todd DeSorbo, because he's the one that embraced. Like he did the dual meet with Florida. He brought it in. He's like, we're going 25 meters. And what happens? Gretchen breaks a world record there. Now, if you love college swimming, you know who was asking about Kyle Sockwell the other day? You know who was asking about him?
Who?
Nobody. Because college swimming is at the lowest it's ever been because they're not racing meters. They've got to get rid of the yards. Division 1, race the meters, and let's get some world records. You know what's going to bring the fans in? World records. You could break a world record in the college. Gretchen could go back racing for Virginia and break a world record in that college. She did it in that dual meet against Florida. The whole world gets behind it. We get behind it. It's crazy. This is what we want to see.
Yeah.
And you know what else we want to see? We want to see men and women racing together in the same meet. It's not this is the men's college meet and this is the women's college meet. Get them both together racing. Men's, women. This is the one thing I love about swimming the most. I don't care if a woman breaks a world record. I don't care if a man breaks a world record. I commentate the races exactly the same. It's not like the NBA and the WNBA where everyone laughs or scoffs or whatever. You know, men and women at swimming are on an equal level. It's a wonderful thing. It's what we're after in the world.
Yeah, you know what else we want to see? We want to see you unzip that little green monster you got on there. Give it just a little zip. Come on. Let's go.
I mean, no.
Send this guy a little micro payment.
Oh, come
But it does,
on.
doesn't it? Like, just get these. Let's get some more races. I said before, Michael Johnson's starting that Grand Slam track league. He wants to get athletics around and the track going as much as possible. And why can't we have a Grand Slam swim league? And, Australia, Asia, Europe, the US, 4 meets every year. Do it around the major meet, whatever, if it's world championships, or do some short course, some long course. Just get these swimmers in the pool and get them racing, and let's get the world records going.
Brett, did you swim in the short course meter NCAA championship that we had like a couple decades ago, or did you coach at it, or no? It was like 2004 before the Olympics or something.
Yeah, I did not. I was a professional athlete myself, Nate. I was at the World Short Course Championships in 2004.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was there.
Speaking of that, this like Kurt, like when that happened in America, everyone was like, "What the hell's going on?" Like no one knew what was going on at that swim meet, this NCAA meet when we swam short course meter. So it kind of works both ways, It's like the American culture here for yards is so diehard. It
is until it isn't. You see that Saturday Night Live skit where they're doing the yards, talking about yards and meters and I don't know. Brett said it, like 2004 World Short Course. That's the last major international, full strength international meet the US has hosted.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I
shout out to my sister who won 6 gold medals at that as well, 5 individual.
That's very good. I think you switch NCAA to short course meters. There's uproar for like 3 weeks, and then people break a few world records, and everyone's hyping it. Everyone's loving it. No longer we saying NCAA, US Open, and American record. We're just saying, hey, that was a world record. World Aquatics are ratifying it. Sponsors are loving it. Recruitment goes up because people understand what's happening. Oh, whoa, you had 5 world records last year? That's a program I want to join. Oh, you had 5 US NCAA Open records. Oh, I don't know if I want to join that. What's a 128 yards?
Sonny, how big's a soccer pitch in England?
I have no idea.
Yeah, come on, mate. You're British. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how big a football
How big is a
pitch
soccer pitch? How big is it? Let's just increase it by 10 yards each side. You think the English fans are going to be in an uproar? It's just, it's culture, mate. It is what it is. Like over here, you can't change the culture. It's a yards culture. You're not changing the pitch because everybody else around the world is playing in a different size pitch. Like it.
Sonny's been arguing this shit for 10 years, and he's still trying to argue.
I agree with you, Sonny. I agree with you 100%. Yards
Culture.
Is
it's the culture.
Yeah, but the culture.
I'd
is
argue
just
as far
you
as that
guys.
it's
Just
hurting
one.
the sport now. It's getting to a point where it hurts the sport. It confuses it. It dilutes it. It's time to streamline it. Like we're battling for eyeballs. But I'm just happy. I'm happy that Todd did what he did, and they got world records, and that's what's going to put bums on seats.
It was awesome, and it is true. Like it would be way better if we went to NCAA's and it was like world records instead of like short course yard NCAA records or whatever they call them. So,
I think it's just better for swimming, right?
All right. Well, what else?
If you're talking about swimming, it's just better for everyone, every swimmer, every coach. If you talk about it, then it's going to get some media attention.
It's also better for swimming is if you let Sonny go in and take his recorder and film it, put it on the internet instead of shutting him down.
Yeah.
That's
Free
better for
for all,
swimming
I
too.
say.
Yeah,
Got to open up. Got to
Give
open
him
it
a
up.
pass. Give Sonny a pass. Like, okay, Sonny, we've got the rights to this. These people have the rights, but you have a pass. You're exempt, right? Like, let a few exemptions in the door.
They should do that.
They
Go,
should.
go one better and put him on the microphone. Get him to interview afterwards.
I don't wanna-
Post-race
I don't wanna-
interviews.
But I'll be honest, Megs, I don't want a post-race interview. I just think we need to be able to have social media. I think, like Brett said, either an exemption to someone like me and other people, maybe a Sockwell and you guys, or there's got to be a rule change in TV broadcasting rights and social media. They're different things, and it makes no logical sense that I can't film a race at a meet and put it on Instagram because someone has TV broadcast rights in USA, a country I'm nothing to do with. So it makes no sense, especially when I took my post down from Instagram, which I was asked to by World Aquatics after initially being told it was probably okay. I had so many people message me, well, where can I watch the swimming now? How do I see the videos of the world records? I can't find the videos anywhere. And it's in America, maybe you could, but everything in America is behind. If you don't have a VPN, you can't access the news there and watch NBC and whatever. So it's just backwards. We need to understand that social media is not TV broadcasting. And it's different if I'm live streaming every final session on YouTube. I understand that's not allowed. But to post races on Instagram, it's madness. And like, Social Kick, for example, they done little cool storylines they put together. Had to take them down. They probably spent hours making them videos. Like,
did they have to take them down?
But everyone got done. I was the first to be told, but I've seen so many people that it's because we don't own broadcast rights, which legally is tight, but realistically, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's got to be updated. It's got to be updated, and same with the photos as well. How many times you see whatever swimming website you go onto, they've got to use photos from meets 3 years ago, or where's the official photographer sending out X amount to the top 10? It's not rocket science. The top 20 swimming news and swimming social media sites. Help them out.
Hey, how many videos did I put up about the World Short Course on the weekend, World Aquatics? 0, because I ain't promoting you anymore. That's the way it's going. I'm not doing it. I'll watch it. I'll talk about it, but I'm not promoting you. So you can't get me anymore.
It'll get changed at some point, I think the idea of a social media license is good. Like pay whatever the fee is. It doesn't have to be astronomical, but allow a lot of people to do it. The more content you create, the better it's going to be for the for the product at hand. But everything's going down. Look at the NBA. Their viewership's down 30% this year. Everyone's struggling to try to get
access.
eyeballs.
Look at the NBA. Ask any NBA fan how they watch the games.
Oh, it's so hard.
It's so complicated.
It's so complicated. Yeah,
so
that's one of the big problems.
Yeah, you've got
to. And then
streamline.
obviously, like everyone's just shooting threes, which is another problem. But I digress. My point is, no one's like still skyrocketing, right? Like it's kind of peaked. There's just too much to do in the world these days. That's what I think. That's why swimming is we're so lucky because we can first off, we're going to get to people all the time in every country because they want their kids to be safe around the water and be able to go surfing and do fun things in the water. So we're extremely lucky in that. And then second, we're like the first sport that you could get a kid into, like these kids in America, we're getting swim lessons at 6 months old, like no one's going and playing soccer at 6 months old. We are so lucky. We have such a huge advantage. And I think USA Swimming and the new people that they bring in there really have to focus on that as our country from the very bottom and get it to go up. But anyways, what else did you enjoy about this swim meet, Megs? Anyone else? Any surprises?
I've got to bang on again about Gretchen. I don't think we've spoken about her enough.
Yeah. All right.
And there's a few things that I want to talk about. Firstly, is this, I don't think enough has been said about this connection with Nashville Aquatic and obviously his sister and Alex and then Harpeth Hall School that they went to. This is the home of Tracy Corkins. This is where Tracy Corkins went. So to think, Tracy Corkins, Stockwell, for mine, top 10 female swimmer in the history of the sport. So to go to the same club, the same school, and then to come out of that, it's mind-blowing. It's such a cool stat. it blows me away. I love it. Obviously, Tracy, triple Olympic gold medalist in 84. She won 5 gold at the World Champs in 78, and then the boycott really cost her a prime in Moscow in 80, where she didn't go to compete. So I'm sure Trace is there, obviously based in Australia now, would be just so stoked with what Gretchen has been able to achieve this year. I said Gretchen, she really did the Thanos and came there to Budapest and just snapped the finger and took half the world records off the books right there and then. It's been a journey, that's for sure, and she's accumulated the stones along the way, and it's been a year unlike any other. We saw her at the NC2As at the start of the year where she just cut sick. 7 victories, 4 national records, and then the question started to ask, well, can she do it in the long course pool? And I remember getting really excited before the US trials and saying that she was ready to deliver something special and to deliver that world record there at US trials in Indianapolis, and then to go on to the Olympics and get that silver behind Tori Husk, like we said. And then she does the dual meet, and then in her real first short course meters competition, cut sick. Out of all her world records, I just want to touch on the 100 fly. And I do it because she becomes the first person since John Henkin in 1976 at the Montreal Olympics to break the world record in the 50, in the heat, the semi, and the final. Like, that is hectic. So she comes in and she goes 53.24, solid. Comes into the semi, 52.87, and then the final 52.71. So at the end of the day, 52.71 world record. McNeil held that world record before Budapest at 54.05. So no other woman in the history of the sport has ever gone 53, and now all of a sudden you've got Gretchen there going 52.7. So
I want to jump in to expand on this, because obviously we know 2009 was crazy for fast swimming, bodysuits, whatever. First of all, in short course meters, there is no bodysuit world records left. There is a 4x53 men's world best, but other than that, there's no official world records from 09 short course. They're all gone. Paul Biederman's 2.3 was gone, and we should talk about that later. The 100 butterfly world record in 2009 short course meters was Diane Bouy-Douillet, 55.0. It took 5 years for one of the greatest women's sprinters of all time, Sarah Sjostrom, to break that world record with a 54.61. Kelsey Dahlia, then 7 years after that, I watched this swim in Eindhoven ISL, 54.59, before Maggie McNeil goes 54.0, one of the best underwater kickers. So it took 13 years to go from 55.0 to 54.0. That's a 1 second exactly drop. Gretchen Walsh has never swum 100 fly short course meters. Never swum it. And I know yards to short course is 10% different. There's no radical difference, but it still is for timing and walls and turns. She chops off 0.8 in her first swim. And as Kurt just said, put another 0.4 over the course of the next 24 hours, meaning she takes off 1.21 seconds in her first time swimming this event. More than was taken off in the 13 years leading up to this meet. I can't put this into like levels of how extraordinary this is. Like, extraordinary.
And then where does she stand now in all-time, short course performance? I think she's top 3?
Number one.
I don't think she can be number one. One, because she's not retired, and 2, she needs a body of work. There's got to be a body of work there. And she's done a great job. At the end of the day,
11 world records in 6 days. No, it's number one. Honestly, she's the best.
She got 5 individual gold. You look at the record. Obviously, Hozu is just in like a 27 medal total, 17 gold total short course. I think we don't probably talk enough about what Hozu did in 2014 in Doha. 4 gold, 4 world record. I know the world records slant in your favor as well when they're 50 and 100s. Can be a little bit harder to break world records multiple times in 2s and above. But for what Hozu did there in 2014, 4 gold, 4 world records, 3 silver, 8 individual medals at a major international meet. That was pretty crazy. And then obviously what Lochte has done in his career as well, 14 individual gold and got 5 individual wins in Dubai back in 2010. But she's right there.
No, there are. Look, it's really hard to make these comparisons. Chad is also great. I mean, he's one of the best short course meter swimmers of all time, along with, as you said, Ryan and Katinka. Vlad Morozov for the World Cups, he was another great. But right now, I've never seen anyone look so perfect underwater kicking. It's a thing of pure ridiculousness how far she is ahead of any other woman in history at short course meters. Look.
But she can't get off the blocks, Sonny. She can't get off the blocks.
She can be better. No, look, she can be better. She can neaten up her technique on freestyle. She can be 48.
We could all be better.
I think if she'd swum backstroke at this meet, she could have the 50 and 100 backstroke world record. I think she beats Regan and goes 24 and 53. I would love to see her swim a 2IM. Her breaststroke's not too bad. Her front end in that, she'd be 2.5 seconds up on Kate Douglas, maybe 3 seconds up at 100. I think she has the scope to go so many more world record short course meters. Like, she really does.
Sonny, just one set. The saddest part of all of this, when is she going to race short course meters again?
I don't know.
I really wanted to get that 100 free world record. I was like real sad about that. She was so close. And then I wanted Nate to do the cowbell. That's my main reason.
Me too. So did I.
It was so I know she's got long arms, but she just
ridiculous.
She ruined it.
Just one more stroke. You know what I would have liked to see? I would have liked to have seen Crooksy be able to swim the 50 butterfly, because I think he would have given he I don't think he would have lost.
Did he make the final in the 100 free after that crazy? What happened to him, Crooksy, in the 100 free? He
got a medal. Didn't he get silver?
Yeah, no, third. His teammate Wilhelm Caribe Santos.
Chalmers world record, right? In the heats? Was it
yeah,
heats?
missed like a 10th.
Yeah.
Yep. 44.9.
He loves a heat swim. He loves it.
He does love a heat swim.
I honestly thought the swim of the meet was the 1500. That was epic. Did you guys watch that one?
Yeah,
so good. Not watch that.
It actually was really interesting. I did watch it because they didn't seed it properly, because you had to have entry times from in the last year. So in both the 8 and the 15, you had like heat 2 people winning medals, because it was just straight final. He declared. So in the second to last heat in the morning, Florian Wellbrook, the world record holder. The world record holder was in the morning heats. He went 14-17-1, and then in the final, the Hungarian. No, it wasn't a Hungarian. It was Jaudi, I think.
Yeah.
Jaudi?
Yeah.
Jaudi was touch and go, and we didn't know if he was going to win, because he was winning the final in the final session. In the end, he wins by 0.3 over a heat swim. What a crazy concept, Brett. The heat. The heat versus
Wellbrook in the stands would have just been doing the.
Wow.
Kind of keeps it exciting, though. Keeps it a little bit exciting.
I just want to finish off with Gretchen as well, just about how, she's obviously phenomenal talent in the pool. What about her talent out of the pool? She's also academic All-American, along with her sister and Alex. She's got a GPA of 3.85, studying commerce. And I also want to reiterate to all those swimming fans, all those sports fans out there, there's no coincidence that some of the best athletes are also some of the best academically. Travis Hunter just won the Heisman Trophy out of Colorado. He studies psychology. He's an academic All-American, 3.6 GPA. Caitlin Clark, obviously the rock star of the WNBA, and her last year at Iowa before she went number 1 pick, 3.6 GPA as well. And she got Time Sportswoman of the Year as well. So, getting it done in the pool and out of the pool, it's extremely impressive.
All right, what's the one thing swimmers are missing? They've got the smarts, they've got the speeds. In terms of going to the next level, worldwide or even nationally, what's the one thing that all these swimmers are missing?
Personality. You got to have a crazy personality. It's got to be like
Money.
over the top personality. That's what I think. Yeah, for sure.
Boom. Nate's all over that. Nate knows it, right? Look at Travis Hunter. Look at the personality of that guy. Like, is he a freak athlete? Yes. You go through any of these athletes that are worldwide, right? Like, and that's what we're missing. It's the personality. And bam.
Personality, but time. We need time. We need to see them more than 10 seconds after a race and 10 seconds before a race. And that's what we need, more races. We need a tour. We need, like I said, the saddest thing of this entire meet is that I can't tell you the next time that Gretchen Walsh Summer McIntosh, Regan Smith, Kate Douglas, Luke Hobson, Jordan Crooks. I can't tell you the next time they're going to race short course meters. It
Tell
might
me
be
this
next
then.
year at the World Cup. It
Tell
might
me
not
this.
be for another 2 years at World Short Course where we don't even know where that is.
How many world records did she break this week? How many world
11?
records?
11?
What's the most memorable thing she said?
That she was doing finals? As in she was doing final exams? That's all I got out of it.
Wow. I mean, I'm not knocking
I'm
her. Like
honest.
she had an outstanding, world class, top of the greatest thing we've ever seen. Could not recite one thing she said. I don't know what she said.
I think they all give you I think they all give you the same answers after a race though.
Same
Everyone
answers.
says the same thing, right? And I don't know what it's like, and they just kind of don't want to give, I don't know if it's not giving away secrets or something, but they don't give anything away. They don't.
And honestly, it's
They
not.
don't get enough time.
her
They don't
fault.
get enough time in front of the camera. They've only got seconds.
There's a part of that, right? It's not their fault. I'm not blaming the athletes. I'm not saying we don't have athletes with personality. I'm saying the way swimming is set up needs to change as well. Like, we need to give them time to bring out their personality. We need to show the behind the scenes, which is what Sonny's doing, but we need to reformat this, shove a microphone in their face as soon as they get out of the pool type thing. Try and say something, really intelligent for one or two questions and then walk away, right? Like, the format has to change. It's nonsense. It's outdated. Just like a lot of things at swimming, what do they call it these days? World aquatics. I mean, it's all outdated. But the fact that they're shutting down people like Sonny who are trying to reinvent it and do it differently and show the personalities, which would then come out and then would say, like, look at Noe. Noe sits with Sonny, and we finally get to see his personality at the championship, right? And then they come in over the top and shut that down. It's like, we need this. Like, we need, and that's how the sport goes to the next level. I don't know a single thing, memorable thing that she said, and she broke multiple world records, and it's not her fault,
I think it's not about them not wanting to give anything away. I genuinely think they don't know what to say. They panic. They're not used to it, and then they just spill out what they've seen. I'm not going to name a name, but I watched an interview of a swimmer who was doing her first world short course. And she said this interview that was like a carbon copy of all these interviews, as we're saying, but none of the things applied to her. So she was saying, like, I just got to get my hand to the wall first. I'm like, you just come seventh. Like, you didn't get your hand to the wall first. But like, I think she's seen these interviews so many times over that's the interview you give. And it was an interview that someone like a Reagan would give, or a Dressel would give at these meets, and it doesn't make sense. I'll also say, before, I don't want to put people in it because they've made the decision not to say these publicly. There was a few people before one of the hotly anticipated paid races that there was close to beef with what was being said. Like, one guy was actually calling out other guys, like, I'm going to beat you, and then doesn't, but he's not saying this anywhere publicly. And like, it's ridiculous. But if you have a weigh-in, throw these two people in front of each other, poke a little bit of fun at both of them, and then just watch these personalities come out, especially on the men's side, maybe on the women's side. I don't know. But right now it's lame. They are literally, they might as well read a script. They might as well just say the same script. They might as well just, it's terrible.
I mean, they are reading from a script, right? Like, these girls, like Gretchen's been part of USA Swimming since she was little. Like, we have media classes when you become part of the junior national team and the national team. You go through they give you these books, right? I mean, you're supposed to be this nice kid with great grades. Like, what else are you going to say? Like, other than, I just smashed
Sonny,
the
I
shit out of
know
that
for a
chick.
fact. I know for a fact people sit with you, Sonny, and they trust you now, which is good, and they should. But and you don't put this stuff out there. But I know for a fact they say certain things that we always say to them, like, could you just say that on camera? Like, that would be epic, right? And it's not it's not this thing where they're cocky or they're arrogant. It's just banter, right? It's needed, and it's not even. It's just putting yourself out there in a different way. It's creating some sort of anticipation, some competition. It's upping the stakes a little bit. But yeah, I don't know.
That's why all these shows have crushed, like the F1 show, the tennis show. I mean, everyone's got these shows. Even the one that you made last time that went on Amazon Prime was really good, like for swimming, because you did see behind the scenes with people talking stuff. You're out there, kicking Cody Simpson when he's doing push-ups on outside, like at 4 a.m. Like that's what people need to see.
Well, if anyone can do it, anyone can lead it, maybe Shane Cassis can lead it.
Hey.
What about the Bitcoin? What about this dude?
Tell me that I'm way
I'm
on this Bitcoin
I'm lost.
story.
Mate, he's,
so,
he's the Bitcoin. He's either going to
He's
$1
the
million
crypto
or
king.
he's going to zero. And I tell you right there at the World Short Course, mate, he was $1 million.
If you
Wasn't he the
dude,
DJ?
You don't know what he's a lucky prize. You don't know what you're going to get, but when he is on, he can be anything. He could be anything.
He's so good.
This is the complete polar opposite. You pair him up with Luke Hobson. Hobson's he's a church mouse. He's so quiet. He just goes about his business, and then you throw Cassis in there, and he is just, the wild man. That'd be a great juxtaposition. Those two, head to head, especially doing interviews and things like that. But Cassis was outstanding. And we haven't spoken enough about Hobson yet as well. He takes out that last Super Suit world record. I love world records. I love lead-off world records in relays. They're so good. It just gives that extra bit in there. And for him to do it, that 200 free relay, takes down Biedermann's world record from 2009, and then backs up in the final and gets it again. This is a guy, he could have won. He could have been that 200 Olympic champ in Paris. He was so close. That could have been anyone's race, and he just missed it. And now he's back in that program, and obviously Bob has had him for a little bit now as well, and he could be anything.
Do you know what I found most special about this swim? I think this was actually statistically the most impressive world record, first of all. 0.7 off of one of the most ridiculous Biedermann swims. But second of all, he wasn't doing it by having drastically better underwater kick. Gretchen's underwater kick was the main reason she's so far ahead. Crooks is a brilliant ability off that wall. Again, Hobson, was he doing 1 or 2 fly kicks? 2 at most. Two fly kicks at most. He was on the surface, and my God, he looked good at doing it. This guy, his swim speed was unfaltering. Look at his splits. 12-2, 12-3, 12-3, 12-4, 12-6, 12-9, 12-7. What's his last 50 there? 25-8. 5-6-5. Jesus, that's good.
So good.
He made Max Giuliani, who went an oceanic record, look, I don't want to say slow, but
far behind.
Oceanic, hey? I like that word. What is the oceanic?
What Americans call Australian records.
Yeah.
Oceanic.
I don't even know why they do that.
You are ridiculous, Brett.
I like the fact that he's the fastest swimmer in all of the oceans. That's awesome.
It's a silly word.
Oceanic. Wow. That means like Fiji, anything.
Papua
New Guinea.
Yeah, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand. He's the fastest in all the islands.
Yeah.
And who else have we spoken about? Poor Kate Douglas.
Yeah, we talked about
just
Kate
got
Douglas.
Got lost in the mix. But I get, mate, 100% full credit to Summer McIntosh and Kate Douglas. They could have sat back with their gold medals and just been like, hey, job's been done for 2024. No. Douglas especially doubled down. She had a great Paris Olympics, and then she comes back, backs it up at the World Cups, and then backs it up again World Short Course. She's a pro. Professional athlete, just does it and just delivers consistently every time. Obviously, the 200 breaststroke lowered her own mark there, 2:12.5. And then I thought one of the best world records for mine, easily top 3 of the women's world records, that 200 IM, a 2:01.6. I think, anytime you break, we said anytime you break a Dressel world record special, anytime you break a Hozu world record short courses special as well. I think Hozu had broken that world record maybe 4 or 5 times previously. So for Douglas to take that, a testament to her. She's really cashed out as well in the last 3 months. So, she's well over the, probably 118,000 she got in Budapest on top of World Cups as well. So she's got a couple of 100,000 coming her way for Christmas.
She's the highest paid. 357,000 she made. US.
Combined?
Damn.
Yes.
Right.
357,000.
So you're probably going to
US.
lose 100 and something to the tax man, but still.
That's all right.
Also, just a quick shout out to Alex Walsh and Abby Wood there. Abby Wood was by far Britain's best performing swimmer there. She really showed up to deliver 2 individual medals and carried the medley relay to a silver by swimming the 100 back lead off. But 2:02.7 and 2:02.6, my God, they are fast swims. I mean, Kate was so far ahead, a second ahead, that you kind of missed that. But they're really special from Alex and Abby. So quick shout outs to them as well.
Mate, I'm just really glad that the British swimmers sat with their coaches and decided they needed a mental break, and they decided not to go to the World Championships. But it was it was a mutual decision, and I'm really happy they did it. I'm glad for them that that's how they go about their business. They sit, they mutually agree not to go to the world titles because they need a mental break. And the coaches are really happy with that because they get to talk. You know, it's conversational. It's nobody's being told what to do. It's a really good system in Great Britain.
You're salty.
You're a muppet. You are a muppet.
Salty is a great word.
And I just want to finish off on the world records with Summer as well.
Summer,
She's probably
yeah.
going to fly under the radar in the shadow of what Gretchen did. But 3
No,
world
she's
records.
gonna fly. Let me. She's gonna fly under the radar because she's swimming the events that, I'm sorry, but they're not short.
Yes.
You know, like just like we started this thing, like the number one race was 19.9. Okay, when you're I feel bad. It's like recruiting a distance kid to college, right? You're just not worth that much. You're not, because you can't be on the relays. Like, I can't give you a full scholarship because you swim the mile. You know, you swim the 400 IM.
Well, no one's done it better. But the fact that 3 swims, 3 world records, and she just adds to her body of work. And I know you're 18 years of age and you can race and you can do anything you want. But again, for her to come off the Olympics and the performance that she delivered at 17, now she's turned 18. She comes here 3 for 3, 3 world records. What she get in Paris? 3 gold and a silver.
2 back. She was 3 out of 4 actually. She comes
3 out of 4. And then that 400 IM, as obviously Nate said, it's tough because it's long, but a 415.
It was ridiculous. No, there's less than that.
450. She took 3.5 seconds off the world record.
Right,
3.5 seconds.
Statistically,
and she tops the year by becoming female swimmer of the year as well. So incredible 2024 for summertime, and still at just 18 years of age. You know, her trajectory is just soaring.
Yeah, Summer's one of those girls. She's the full package, right? Like she's phenomenal. She's
unbelievable,
almost unbeatable at this stage. She's young.
Long course, short course, she does it all.
Yeah, she does it all.
Seconds.
Right.
Broke the world record by 3.5 seconds from one of the greatest swimmers ever.
Right.
So
now I think
incredible.
if we let her personality come out, she could take swimming to the stratosphere. You know, like let her personality come out a little bit, start doing some photo shoots and some getting on some podcasts and doing things like that. And it's just like, because she's just incredible. Like she's so good. She's good at swimming.
She's really good at swimming. You know, she swims a lot of the Michael Phelps events, but Phelps, he could go down a little bit further, you know. Then he had the 100 fly, then he's on the relays, and he's leading off in world records in the 100 freestyle, which makes him a different animal. Nothing against her. It's just like, it's just unfortunate sometimes that you have all these things happen, and like this was amazing, and just like the 400 IM wasn't even a thought that day. You know,
no,
and it was like the most impressive, just absolute destruction of the world record. But anyways, I love her. She's great. Go Canada.
Well, we're in an amazing period of time because we're in a time now where we've got the best female swimmers in the history of the sport. In any generation, any era, we are just stacked, absolutely stacked. And the men's is not too bad either, but the women's is just everywhere you look. It's just, you can't wait for the next race. When's the next race? When's the next competition?
When's the next competition?
Long course, world champs, right?
Singapore.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got world champs in Singapore next year, then a handful of World Cups, and then we've got...
You got the Mare Nostrum, mate. Mare Nostrum tour is the greatest tour on the books.
It's a great one.
Literally. No, it is. It's the greatest. It's the greatest tour on the books. I mean, it's the Mare Nostrum has been around for years, decades now. I mean, if you haven't gone to a Mare Nostrum, get yourself on it this year. It is just the greatest set of meets. They do a phenomenal job. They look after the swimmers. It's well run. It's in the most beautiful spots. I mean, there's some challenges that come with it, but that's part
poor
of the
Charlene
racing.
Whitstock went on the Mare Nostrum. She never got off it.
Charlene. Princess Charlene. Yes, she's still there.
There's also, I want to plug the Zerk Cup February this year in Tartu, Estonia. Gregor Zirk, who I work with, 15th to 16th of February. If anyone is interested, I can send you an info pack.
Because he named a cup after himself.
Yeah, it's called a Zirk Memorial Cup, even though he's doing very well. He's living
And he's
life.
still alive.
He's not dead. Yeah, it's not actually called the Memorial. Me and Tom joke it's the Memorial. It's just called the
I was going
Zirk
to say,
Cup.
I don't think you can call it that if he's still
It's
alive.
not.
Mate, now,
It's
Sonny,
not.
we haven't talked about your young girl in
Jeff.
Estonia
Tell us
there.
about Jeff.
Yeah, she was on the podcast a couple of days before the championship.
Yep.
She goes to the championship. We released the podcast on the day that she swims the final, which was epic timing.
it was cool.
Tell us about her, mate.
Yeah, Emily and Henry. I mean, you need to get Henry on. Henry, her coach, is brilliant. I'm a big fan of Henry. And do you know, you know this, I say this, I'm a romantic of the sport, but he was genuinely didn't know what had happened for the next 4 days. Like, I'd go up to him and just be like, how is it, world championship medal, coach? And he was like, is that me? Like, I can't believe what we've done. And Emily was the same. They loved it. Emily and Craig are now like touring Estonia, doing every radio station, TV station, doing interviews. Craig was saying Emily is blowing up, but she's been around for a while. And yeah, bronze medal in the 100 breast, perfectly timed with Brett's podcast, which I know he didn't do on purpose. I just know he didn't. There's no way he put 2 and 2 together. He's not that smart, our Australian. But it was perfect. And yeah, it was brilliant for Estonia. Their first ever world championship medal. One Estonian once got a medal as part of a USSR relay back in like 84 long course worlds or something, 86. Doesn't count. So first Estonian medal at a world championship, which is really, really freaking cool.
That is cool.
Epic. I think we lost Nate. He's gone.
Well,
I want to do a shout out to the Russians as well. They're back, baby. It's good to see some Russians back racing, and obviously highlighted by Lefintsev had a stellar meet. Stellar.
The men's backstroke was hot to trot. That men's backstroke was probably the fastest I've seen men's backstroke. It was really fast. I love seeing Kosh. He nearly got that 200 backstroke world record. I don't know, Sonny, that would have been pretty loud to see, and he just missed it.
That was like another one that got a big reaction. That was like Crook's level reaction, because in my head, I thought he had done it, and then he didn't do it, and he was so far away from it with 50 to go, and he closed in like 27-0, and everyone was happy he won to celebrate, and then they saw the world record and were like,
0.02.
Mitch Larkin's crazy world record as well. Like
145 is moving.
He'll get it.
Absolutely moving. Yeah. When's he going to do it again, though? Like, is he ever going to be in that form coming off Olympics?
Sadly. And Kurt mentioned the Russians. This Miron Livenstev, he won the 100 back. He passed Koz in the last 10 to win that. He, during the Olympics, won the whatever Russian cup they had on at the time, went 52.08, so 800ths back of what Chacon won in. And he is like undefeated to Klim. Klim hasn't beaten him in 2 years. This guy is the real deal in Russia. Like,
and he's young, yeah.
He is very young, 06 born, so 18. Yeah. 18.
How did he get to go, but other people didn't?
No, they. So I was talking to Evgenia, who I'm really again. We haven't talked about that, but Kate had her first head-to-head with Evgenia and crushed her by 2.5 seconds. Evgenia nearly broke like what Rebecca Sonny went back in 09 and was still miles back in second. But yeah, Evgenia, they were apparently racing like 2 weeks ago at like a Russian meet. And then like, news on poolside started circulating they could race at World Short Course. And everyone was like, huh? We can go? And they're like, yeah, we can go relays. And everyone's like, yeah, come on, we're not. And then they're like, yeah, we can go. So they've not had massive prep. They've not had like a full taper or anything. Like, they have found out basically as recently as we found out, which is why I guess some didn't go because they just felt too ill prepared. But for the most part, they just wanted to go and race.
So will we expect to see Klim back for Worlds next year?
There's no reason why not now. They don't have to declare independence, or they don't have to poo-poo Russia, which was obviously stopping.
I thought Prigoda was awesome return as well. It was great to see him back and swimming.
Wow,
fast.
yes.
54s, yeah. That helped the relay.
55-1 on the relay. Yeah, he was. There's so many things we've not even talked about. We talked about the near world record from Hubert Kosh, but Ruta nearly got the 50 breast world record. She was 0.02 off it. I mean, I think both the 100 free from Jack Alexi on day one and Crooks were very close to the 100 free. There was one more miss. Oh, Tang missed the 100 breast world record by 100 and then
Yeah.
a 200th. And if she'd gone 1/100th
Oh.
faster, there'd have been a 4-way tie for a world record with her, Ruta, Alia, and Alia.
Crazy.
Crazy.
She's
love
such
it.
a cutie too. She was so happy. Like normally you would be so kind of like, oh, I should have got that. But she was so happy. She looked so just like stoked to win. And she I really like her. She's got her personality kind of came through the screen.
Yeah, at least
Which was
Tang and
nice to
Dragon
see.
came and performed. That was good. It's good to see China have, a
Yeah,
little
Dragon
bit.
is not super purple dragon anymore. He's gone to some weird
Yellow
colours.
dragon or something.
Yeah, like green. I don't know what that
Red.
speedo suit is, Sonny, but it's like, is it green?
Yeah, it's called Country Green. Country's in at the
Country.
moment.
Country.
Country's
Hey,
in.
don't
Yeah.
knock the green.
Rural
The
green.
Grinch is getting ready for Christmas.
Unzip.
Brett, come on, man. We're on YouTube. Oh, no, he's doing it. He's going to do it. He's
Stop
going to do
teasing.
it.
He's
He
teasing.
wanted to.
I got some more sessions to do. I'm training like every other swimmer for the next 6 months.
8 months, yeah.
Back to training, no racing, just
Yeah,
training.
no
Yep,
racing.
yep.
What I was going to say, I would love to get the Chinese perspective of why some went and why some didn't. It'd be nice just to hear from them, like why are they there and why are other people not there. We hear from Great Britain because they need, because collectively they made that decision, which was nice. But like China, I don't know, like who's making the decision of who goes and who's not. And again, it's not. I'm just asking. That's all. Just I'd like to know. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah, there's no like Pan's on it. Pan is like I said, he's got that many extracurricular activities. I think he's gonna have
He went
he's
to
gonna have
World
a
Cup.
tough time.
He was crushing World
Yeah.
Cup. So why not go to the?
Well, I think it was part of the deal. World Cup, one of the World Cups was in China as well. It was all part of the
Yeah, it's right
part of
there.
the deal to get on board and put on a show.
kept
But
going.
yeah, like I said, this is the juggle now to see how the top stars do it. Pan's got to do it. Popovic has got to do it in Romania, where he can't leave his house now. Who else? Like at least Summers sheltered down there in Florida. That's a big plus rather than being based in Canada. Leon's sheltered in Austin. Leon can't leave his house in France. So these are the kind of factors that it's going to be tough for some of these stars at the top of the sports in their respective nations. They've got to deal with now as Olympic rock stars.
Why didn't Ben go? Do you have any insight on that one?
I've heard he's not really trained.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently neither did Cam McAvoy. He just went 21-7.
He'd done 225
At 225.
in 5 months.
I just want to thought as well,
got
Brett, and
engaged too,
as well on
guys.
Crooks about. So he hasn't been sub 21.5 long course, and now he's 19.9 short course. What does that mean?
I think he can do it. I think he's good enough. I think he can go. Mate, you saw that 20 point. I think he's
So-
the man.
So Gretchen Walsh is the world record holder in the short course 50 free now?
Yeah.
What did she come at the Olympics?
4th?
4th.
Same deal. It's just, it's a different event. It's a different event long course, right? Like they're great underwater. They're the world's fastest underwater kickers, but they're not the world's fastest swimmers. And that's not a knock. That's just the fact. If you were the world's fastest swimmer on top of the water, right, you would win the Olympics. But because you're the world's fastest underwater kicker, you're winning world short course, but not the Olympics. So it's like they've got to find this now transition between being great underwater to being great on top of the water. And that's both their issues, right? The world's fastest swimmers on top of the water are winning the Olympics because it's a longer event. You've actually got to swim it out. And that's why Cam McAvoy is the Olympic champion. And it's probably why he's not going to the world short course, because he's not the greatest underwater kicker. So it's like they're different events. So it's not a knock on anybody. It's just the reality. So Jordan, Crooks, and Gretchen Walsh have to become faster swimmers on top of the water. And that's a really hard thing for people out there to listen to when I say that, right? It seems like it's, you're a hater. What? No, it's just the reality. Otherwise, they would be Olympic champions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gretchen was first at 25 at the Olympics and then got 4th.
Yeah, because it's 15 meters of that is underwater. Yeah.
Yep.
And their biggest actual way of gapping people is off the turn. So if you actually look at any of them 50s, Noe, Jordan, Gretchen, they have a small lead at 25, or in Noe's case, not even a lead at 25, but then it's the 15 off the wall, and they don't get that when they don't get that. But I really think Crooks is going to do some damage long course. Of all the swims we saw, I think Noe and Crooks, they're the two that I think are going to have a real big long course breakout soon.
Well, Crooks is young too. I mean, Gretchen's young too. They're both young. They've got many years ahead of them. They'll have time to figure it out. And so I hope they do spend time on figuring out how to become faster swimmers on top of the water. I hope they spend more time there because it's valuable.
Can we also now have 5 seconds silence in memory of 200-meter semifinals?
Oh.
Are they dead?
So,
Hallelujah! Finally,
surely, are they done? Are
Finally.
they absolutely done?
Are they done?
No,
Well,
Surely,
they were
they
at
have
this
to be.
meet.
They have to be.
Yeah,
they've
they
always
have
been
to
at this,
be.
mate. They've always been at this, mate.
Yeah,
Get rid of
they've
them.
got to get rid of them at Olympics.
Terrible.
Long
Terrible.
course.
Terrible.
Worlds.
How much better was the 6 days versus the 9 days, by the way?
Yeah,
Oh
Better.
my god.
it's exciting. Hey, it's quite exciting.
Yeah, there is more action packed every night, and then it's just like it's a third less of everything.
Six
I mean,
Nate,
it is-
speaking of Bob Bowman,
Texas.
did anyone bring him up? Oh, speaking of Bob Bowman, who's indifferent about the 50s being at the Olympics. Did you see that quote?
Really?
You see that
No.
quote where he said he was
That's too
indifferent?
bad.
interview.
That's too bad.
Yeah, he said he was indifferent. That's a direct quote. Apparently, he's cutting half his team right now, which is not a knock on Bob Bowman, but it's an SEC type deal where they have to cut their roster.
Right. Yeah.
You too, right?
Yeah, so
How
I'm
many?
hearing that half the roster at Texas is being told that they've got to go. Whether that means right now or at the end of the season, it's a SEC rule. It may even be an NCAA rule. I'm not sure, but it's
SEC
definitely an
have
SEC,
slightly different. Yeah. There's a
SEC
bit of-
rule where they've got to cut half their roster. They've got to get down to 23 athletes on their
Yeah.
full roster, which includes divers.
Which
Which
they
is
have a
crazy.
lot of. Yeah.
Which
I
they
mean,
have a lot
they
of.
got one of the best diving programs in the country.
Yeah. So I'd imagine they're cutting down to 18 swimmers on their roster. I think that's what they're cutting down. to,
18 and
something
5
like
probably
or
right.
19 and 4, yeah.
18, 19 maybe, 18, 19, 20 at the most, right? 20 swimmers. And I imagine they've got over 30, 35 right now. So a lot of guys are being told they're got to get the boot.
That sucks because it's not good for America.
No.
We need more people to be coached by Bob Bowman. I mean, if you were just watching this swim meet, a lot of those Texas guys swam extremely well.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Yeah.
I would love to
What's
know
the
how
world
much
record?
Bob has taken over some of these. Sorry, Megs, taken over like the Luke Hobson and Carson Foster. I think he's coaching them guys right now.
Yeah. I mean, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
definitely
sorry.
coaching
Yeah,
Hobson
yeah.
and Casas.
Casas, that's what I want to know. Is he coaching Casas?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. And I think
That's
we're
why
just talking the
Casas-
parallels between Hobson and Casas. Is Hobson is, man, the dude is there every single day. He's doing the sets every single day. He just gets it done. He's just in the grind. He loves the grind. And then Casas, I don't know. I think you shake your lucky 8 ball and see what comes up. And some days it's gold, and sometimes diamonds, and sometimes it's rocks.
Wasn't he
I
the
think-
DJ? Wasn't he seriously? Wasn't he the DJ at the
He
World
was.
Short Course?
I can find I can show evidence of this.
Yeah, he was at the after party. They have
But I
like
think
an
it's a great
Instagram
example as
page.
well as it's not one mold fits is success.
Fits
You
all.
know what I mean? It's not like you have to be this way to be success. And I think we lose that on socials a lot as well, as like you've got to wake up at 2:30 a.m. every morning. You've got to put in your diary, write for an hour, and then you've got to do this, and then you've got to do there's different ways to be successful. It's not just a cookie cutter way.
Yeah, but you still got to put the work in.
It's true. Okay, you do.
I mean, I
but
think
there are
ultimately
ways of getting
that
that.
was basically what you were just saying, which I think that's what I heard too. So I heard like, hey, he's showing up to practice. Like, oh, well, he swam fast because he made all the practices for the last 6 months or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go figure.
And everyone knows people as well that just train lights out, training with guys that just do insane sets in training, and they just could never replicate it in the pool when it mattered most in competition. And then vice versa, guys that maybe didn't show that much in training, like nothing crazy. And then I think Hobson's one of those guys that it doesn't go insane at training, but he does the work. He gets the work done, and then he steps it up another level, especially when he puts on puts on that
other guy-
American flag for the relays, and he just loves it. He loves it.
The other guy we didn't talk about was Rex Maurer, who what wasn't at this meet, but he broke the yards, the American.
Did
What do
you
you
just
call
say
it?
what did you just say that? Yards?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The American
didn't know
yards
what to
record or
call
something.
it.
I don't,
The
What
it
do
went
you
four.
call
It
it?
went 404. You know, like
But
hey,
Leon went
No,
402.
what is that?
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, this is another Texas kid that, like, he went to Texas
went
and all
slower
of a
than
sudden
Leon.
he
It's
went
just
5
another
seconds
Texas
faster and became the fastest American ever.
Megs, they raced 500 yards. It's not even
Yeah, I know.
400.
I
They
don't
raced
even
500.
know. Like, what is 500 yards? Like, why?
Yeah, sorry about
500
that.
of them.
20 lengths.
Why? I don't know. I don't understand any of the times, so I'm completely
Hey.
that.
You know what our event is for the Navy SEAls is 450, 450 meters. So,
Meters.
there you go,
That's
man.
so-
I'm like
that's
I'm
so
stuck in
random,
between
man.
the two.
Okay.
That's
All I
so
want,
random.
all I want for Christmas is some more short course meters in America. It doesn't. You don't have to change the whole thing, but just take an example out of Todd's book and just sprinkle little short course meters in, just a little dual meet here and there. Just give us a little taster for those that love the metric system on the rest of planet Earth. That's all I want for Christmas.
Well,
You guys would hold like a really good world short course. Like you guys would absolutely, you love all the shows.
Yeah, it would be sick.
It would be sick.
Yeah.
all 3 World Cups are North America next year.
Cool.
Oh, where?
One's Mexico for sure. I don't know. The other 2 are North America. Like the other 2 are USA. One's Mexico.
Or maybe Canada hosts one.
Maybe. I know one's. I literally one's like it begins with a C. It could be a Connecticut or a Colorado, but it's not Colorado. It's I don't know, Chicago maybe. I don't know.
That sounds fun. Let's just put it out there.
It's gonna have to be a big city typically.
I
You
was
gotta
told
get
it was
the
playing
people
up
from the
three.
world to get there.
California, maybe.
Yeah, the old California.
What do
It's
you
not
guys
California.
want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? What's your Christmas swimming wish list?
More money.
No, I think you're right. I think it is racing. Like to think like we're not racing until July. I mean, you got
Yeah.
the 500
Grand-
free at Short Course Yard Championships here in America.
Well, seems though we have a podcast, I'd like to do some of the. I'd like to see some of these athletes just go on a podcast run. Like actors and comedians and people like that. They go on these runs when they're promoting things. Like, let's get some of these swimmers just to go on a run of podcasts, and just get to know them a bit better. And be real, be honest. Just
Be real.
But they do. Like you've had a few Aussie, like after Olympics, but they just don't. They just don't tell you much.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I
looking
was-
forward to Gretchen being on the Sprint Revolution podcast, dropping a few F-bombs. It's gonna be good.
No, you know what? The podcast is coming up. It's still in the works, guys. Don't lose faith. Boxel's coming.
Oh,
Yes.
you're going to say Pan. Oh.
Pan blew me off. He said no, can't do it.
Oh, can you get
not
Zach?
I've asked, by the way. I've asked just so people out there think I don't
That's true.
ask. I've
That's
asked.
true. Got the receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Ask him
When-
again.
When does Boxer come out?
When does Boxel come on? That's the first question, let alone come out. Boxel's working on something. I don't know if Boxel's position at his current club is set in stone. Let me say that. Now I'm not. I don't know. It could be, but it
I
might
think
not
there's
be.
a few moving around because Carl Chalmers. I don't know if you guys saw.
Went to like
coach.
Europe.
Yeah, he's got head coach of the Netherlands. So
Netherlands?
Peter Bishop. Yeah,
And
and
then there
then
was
I
just a
heard,
massive move yesterday, right, from Miami to TSS.
yeah, TSS. Yeah, Richard
Who is that?
Scarce. So
So will
Scared.
Giuliani,
Scared.
you'd assume Giuliani will go to
Giuliani.
TSS with him?
yeah, Jenna Strosh. Who else is there? Alex Graham retired, but then I heard Carl Chalmers is going to follow Peter Bishop and train in the Netherlands.
His fiance is in Norway, so it kind of wouldn't be like unless she's moved to Australia with him.
Well, yeah, she
Maybe-
did. She moved to
Oh,
Australia.
she did. Sorry, okay.
But I don't know if they're going permanently back or they're just like doing a stint there. That's what I read. So it'll be interesting.
He loves Adelaide. He loves it down there. He's got his swim schools there. Oh, it's going to
He's
be a
gone
tough,
back there, hadn't he? Didn't he
Yeah,
say
Yeah,
he's
he's gone back
there?
there. Yeah.
tough one.
He
He loves
raced
it
a
down there.
50 breast. He raced a
Yeah, I
50 breast on a
saw.
medley relay this week. He went 27
St.
long
Andrews.
course on the breaststroke. National
Damn.
champion.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Coach Chalmers.
Christmas
And
list. All right.
Mel starts on the Gold Coast on the 2nd
I
of
don't
January.
want to hear the word Chalmers and breaststroke in the same sentence again.
No, he's national champ, 27 long course.
He
Oh, is
broke
it a
the
relay,
yard.
yeah?
He broke the yards record.
Easy on the shoulders, at least.
Yeah.
NCAA
Right.
Australian record.
What is a good time for 50 yards breaststroke? Does anyone even know?
Yeah, 22.
22.
Is it?
That would be fast. Hey, speaking of fast, Chris Smith, that kid was fast.
South Africa had a good
God
meet.
bless.
Yeah, they had 2 guys in the 50 breast final. One was like 18 world junior record, Chris Smith. The other one, look, low key. What Tennessee do is phenomenal. They spit out some good swimmers. I mean, they're all so good at underwater kicking. Everyone Matt Credit's coaches is just so good. We used to have Maddie Bannock on our ISL team. Phenomenal underwater kicker. Gui Kribe, second in the 100 free. I think he might have medaled in the 50 free. Crooks, of course. I mean, I'm missing out people. I mean,
Ellen Walsh.
I'm going to Nashville. I'm going to Nashville in the summertime. I'm going in. I'm popping in.
Yeah, go see Tennessee. Yeah, they're a serious program. No, I'm very impressed low key by them this week.
What were you saying, Megs, before?
What was I saying?
Well, that's it,
Sure.
folks.
All right, my friends. It's been fun. Been good.
It's been good to be back.
It was great. We got through all of them. We got through all that
Boys.
World Short Course. I thought, there's no one that we didn't miss. It was awesome.
We got everyone, yeah?
What a meet. Yeah,
You did?
we got them. Yeah.
I like that Italian girl. Now I'm thinking about like I was thinking about like
Curtis?
2 breakout stars, like young
Curtis,
kids.
Curtis.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, Curtis. Yeah,
50
she's
back
good.
world junior record. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
she's really good.
There's some good kids. There's some really good kids at this meet. They're like the depth was phenomenal. Even on the women's side, the depth was phenomenal. I mean, Claire Weinstein had a good meet. She equaled Siobhan's world record on the anchor. So she went 150.3 on the anchor.
Dude.
She come third in the 200, breaking the American record of Alison Schmidt from 09. Also, but beaten by Mary Sophie Harvey, who should be talked about, got her first international medal. She medaled in the 200 and 400 individually and got loads of relay medals of Canada.
She got 10 grand. She got 10 grand from World Aquatics.
Yeah, they gave her the breakout swimmer of the meet.
Breakout.
Who?
But they also
Sophie
gave
Harvey.
They gave Ponty breakout.
Ponty got breakout swimmer of the meet and swimmer of the meet. He got them both.
What?
Where did he break out from?
Wasn't he at the Tokyo Olympics?
He
When
won,
he
he
won
won a
Tokyo,
medal.
but he broke
Won
out 3 years
bronze
later.
medal.
He won a medal at the Tokyo Olympics. Breakout swimmer of the meet.
Surely the Russian kid gets break. Surely the Russian kid gets
Yeah,
break.
the Russian kid, dude. He crushed.
Absolutely.
No, he
Oi,
got swimmer of
Sonny.
the meet. It's
Sonny,
stupid.
what
We
did you
laugh.
think? What did the swimmers say about that turnstile like walkout from World Aquatics?
Well, first of all, I did it. I experienced
it?
Did
I
too.
come out with the double bicep with
Oh,
John
yeah.
Mason next to me.
Is it
The
fast?
guns.
It's fast. You feel like you're going to flip off like a fairground ride. I was like, whoa. Got a bit of
Sonny,
Yeah.
how come you didn't? How come you didn't take that photo in the sauna with John?
I didn't
There was
have
like a
one.
nude sauna photo that was going out on James Gibson's Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
You guys are
Good for them. No,
lunatics.
he's a good guy, John Mason. I liked him. It was fun hanging out with him. Put the speedo on and ripped a little 29. But he got overtaken by Richard Bohus, who went 22.4 on their anchor.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Richie Bohus.
Yeah, John. Shout out to John, man. He
did really well.
does a great job, and I'm stoked they got Beisel on there as well. That was perfect
Yeah,
timing.
Beisel, yeah.
Beisel's
Yeah.
she's a pro. She's all time, and I'd like to see
good.
her in the commentary booth as well. And obviously Bobby he's been a stalwart there for a few years now.
Yeah,
They'd be
he
lost
Bobby did a
without him.
great-
He's
I felt
on
like
it. He's
Bobby
on
did a
those world
great job.
records. He's on the stats,
Bobby's
and I'm
great.
stoked that they're coming to his home in Singapore next year as well. So
He did a great job.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
Good job, Bobby.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
Cool.
Mhm.
Bobby
All right,
is a
that's it.
person, yeah. Yeah. We